This is on the top of page 192 in the perspective of Fanya. The bravery of kindness. You lied, Zlatka whispered, her forehead free from beads of sweat, her cheeks no longer burning. I didn't think a good girl like you could lie. I laughed. I didn't think I could either. But what else could I do? Some people, she said, would have done nothing, would have let them take me, would have thought only of themselves. Arms wide, I said, I didn't do anything special. I didn't ignore tormenting black triangles. I didn't march 3 kilometers with a raging fever. I didn't dare to wear a pretty purple blouse. Zlatka smiled. No, instead, she said, you befriended me when I was lost. You stole a bowl for Giza when hers was missing. You shared your ration with me when you were hungry. Your kindness, Fanya, makes me brave. I could not speak. My cheeks burned, but not with fever. Your bravery, Zlatka, makes me kind. Chapter 9 in the perspective of Zlatka. Power outages. At least once a week, the lights went out. The pressing stopped, the machinery stilled, the yellow dust settled slowly on the floor. I stretched my arms up to heaven and joined the rest from work. The rest from being watched. The meisters, overseers, guards, capos, stood apart. Meisters yelling at the overseers. Overseers yelling at the guards. Guards yelling at the capos. The capo came to our table. Finish the work you have, she yelled. I continued, measuring shells precisely, tossing away those that did not conform. When there were no more shells to measure, we talked, in hushed whispers, so the capo would not hear. We told each other our stories. I am from Pruzany. I am from Bialystok, a village in the north. From Munich, de Paris. I was the eldest of 4. I was the middle of 7. I was in school. Me too. I worked in a store. I had a boyfriend. Me too. I wonder where he is now. Sometimes at night, I dream of him. Sometimes at night, I dream of brisket, of kasha, of latkes, of pierogi. My hands should have been soft, clean, dainty. Should have been caressed by a boy my age. Instead, my hands worked 12 hours a day, measured and checked, shell after shell after shell. Precise, exact. My skin, as thin as a whisper, knuckles protruding, ragged, dirty nails, hands like a bub, not 19. I watched my hands, imagined, holding colored pencils, imagined, drawing the horizon in vivid color. Girl talk. Will my hair grow back? Will my stomach ever be full? Will I celebrate another birthday? Will I ever light Shabbos candles again? Will I ever see Warsaw again? Will I wear real shoes? Will I eat apples and honey on Rosh Hashanah? Will I have a home? Will I fall in love? Will I stand under the wedding chuppah? Will I have children? Will I grow old? Will I wake up tomorrow? Will I survive? Living corpses. The overseer and the capos walked through the factory, stopping at every table. What are they looking for? Someone asked. Musselmans, someone answered. Musselmans. Thin as skeletons, joints protruding, dead though they still lived. Too weak to move, to work, to care. Ordered to block 25. Gone with no complaints. The overseer and the capos walked through the factory, stopping at every table, staring, their eyes like x-rays looking through striped uniforms. I kept working, pretending they were not there, busy with work, thankful their eyes could not really see through striped uniforms. Control. Fear rippled through the air. Work stopped. Capos descended. Searches conducted. They looked for smugglers stealing gunpowder, but confiscated everything. Comb, toothbrush, deck of playing cards, everything from Canada. Even a pretty purple blouse. What is this? The capo asked. My blouse, I answered. The capo's face softened into something wistful, as if remembering what it was like to wear something soft. She looked around. Don't let me see it again, she said, walking away. The next morning, I put on my pretty purple blouse again. Lockdown. Large transports, bigger than ever, arrived. The entire camp, except for the orchestra, went into Blocksberg, confined to our blocks. Windows shuttered closed. Hours passed. Through the battered walls, we heard music, soaring music. I imagined. Hundreds off the trains, Jews, Roma, families, old, young. Music played to soothe us all. Locked inside, the girls and I trembled. A mix of fear and anger, knowing, until the selection was done, and the chimneys belched more smoke. Escape. Mala, our Belgian beauty, with her boyfriend Edith Galinsky. Escape was unimaginable. We all cheered. The Germans fumed. Blocksberg for hours as the Germans searched. Locked in our blocks, the girls and I prayed, hoped, wished for Mala's success. We huddled together, voices hushed but euphoric. If anyone can escape, Branya said, it is Mala. She can blend in, Guta said, and she speaks so many languages, Giza said. She is not a Mussulman, skin and bones, Fanya said, hugging her own skinny frame. She still has her hair. I ran my hand over my shorn scalp. A miracle. Mrs. Grossman slept in the bunk below. Fanya, Branya, Guta, Giza, and me. She wrote a letter to her husband. A miracle. It didn't matter when she wrote it. How she got the paper, how she got the pencil, all that mattered was that she'd written it. A miracle. If she'd written it a year ago and kept it hidden. If she'd written it last week and kept it hidden. Who cared? A miracle. As far as she knew, he was free, he was alive. A miracle. Every night, Mrs. Grossman read her letter like a prayer. A love letter lulled me to sleep. A lullaby. Then, the Blokova found it, confiscated it, handed it over to the SS commandment of the female camp. On a bright spring morning, while we all stood in Appel, Mrs. Grossman was hanged. A lesson not to believe in miracles. Coping. Up wine from the chimneys, blue sky hung like a promise in the air. Branya, Guta, Giza, Fanya, and I held hands in the unexpected sunshine. It was easy to remember, the way life used to be, the way life should be, the way life could be, again. I lifted my hand to the sky toward the horizon. Spring fluttered, warm and gentle, through my fingers, radiating to the others, a wave of hope, a current of belief that this would not go on forever. 3 other girls, holding hands, walked past us, toward the shadow of the chimneys. On the beautiful blue sky day, when hope hung like cotton ball clouds, one girl lifted her hand to the fence, toward the signs that warned Achtung Lebensläufer. Death rippled through her fingers, radiated to the others. A wave, a current, the end. Why me? I asked every night when I lay down to sleep. Why do I continue when so many have given up? I asked every morning when I opened my eyes. Why am I alive when the rest of my family is gone? I drew pictures in my mind, a house filled with love, books, train sets, pads of paper and colored pencils, a strand of paper dolls cut precisely, my family together for Shabbos. I remembered Tata's voice, his lips upon my forehead. No matter what comes, always remember who you are. No one can take that from you. One more glance out the tiny sealed window at the horizon. Then I climbed down the koji, ready to start the day. Captured. First we heard the whispers. Mala and Edith have been caught. Edith was arrested in a nearby town. Mala turned herself in to be with him. Then the rumors. Mala and Edith are in prison block 11, and suspected saboteurs. Mala and Edith are being tortured. Mala and Edith are dead. What is happening? We all wondered. Was Mala caught? We all whispered. All we knew for certain, whatever was happening, it was not good. Small gestures. Meister Eberhardt smiled a lot at everyone as he watched from his glass-walled office. Daily, he walked through the factory, rolled a cigarette, lit it, while he watched the men work the pressin. He took a drag, set it down, and walked off, only to roll another, light it, set it down, and walk off. He looked away when the men picked up the cigarettes. One day, I watched him give a package to a girl 2 tables over. I heard later the package had a sausage hidden in it.